2014. Okay, I said I am so embarrassed. I'm sitting there in the room with her and so embarrassed because I'm thinking, shit, what was I looking like? I googled it and that's what came up. And she was like, I've done so many other things. I was like, I'm so embarrassed. Don't be. And I was like, but I am. I was trying to do my homework. Yeah. Right before I came. So I wanted to make sure. And I should have just let her tell me what to say. Yeah. Instead of like thinking, oh, yeah, I'm going to throw this in there. I know you was on, Last Comic Standard, you girl, because I know, right? She's like, that was 2014. I was like, bitch, you should have had your shit together. You should have had your homework. But anyway, she was the nicest person ever.
The world is small like that. The world's small.
She was a math teacher and decided to go into comedy.
You know what? I'm starting to notice there's a trend like that. There's
People
a trend.
People are just, and going from city. I said, do you like traveling? Well, yeah,
Because some of the open micers that I do the open mics with, they're teachers too. I'm a teacher.
You're a teacher? Where do you teach?
I teach at a couple of schools in Oxnard and a couple of schools in Santa Paula.
Really?
Yeah, I'm everywhere. So I used to coach at the Y. I do everything with kids.
Wow. So I wonder if you know my son-in-law.
Maybe.
Jimmy Griffin. He used to coach. He used to coach at Oxnard High School, and then he coached at Wainimi, but he was a quarterback. St. Bonnie's or Santa Clara.
Oh, I heard about St. Bonnie. Those boys.
So, Andy Gibson he's one of the coaches out there. I don't know what he does, but he was my friend's son. I just went to his dad's birthday party. I just saw him. Crazy, small world.
I've been out here for 3 years, and I met a nice handful of people, and I'm glad to have met you.
Oh, I'm glad to have met you too.
That's how we starting it off.
Okay, that's how we get started. So right now I'm with Realquicctho, Julius. Let me tell you what I'm thinking. That's my tagline. This man was so damn funny, and I met him. He was like Realquicctho, but it was awesome. So,
ladies and gentlemen, man, we about to jump right into it. This is the most exciting. Look, no offense to my other guests, but if you get offended, get out your feelings, okay? I am sitting with the first lady of comedy in the Ventura area, okay? There's way too many accolades with this woman. The White Sales, we're gonna get into that. That's her show. She has done shows at Levity Live. She has produced shows at Levity Live. She is always willing to go out of her way to support fellow comedians. Just the movement. We was just at the Black in Business. It was a festival to me, and she did her thing there. Okay, there's so many shows she has coming up. March 8th, we're gonna talk about that one because your boy is gonna. Yeah, I'm tearing that one up. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to give the biggest and warmest round of applause for comedian Denise Carter, y'all.
Thank you. Yeah, you know what, Julius? Let me just tell you something. First of all, I'm honored and I am just so elated to be here.
Thank you.
The first time you asked me, I was like, yeah, I can do it. I'm always putting too many things on my calendar.
Hey, hashtag booked and busy. I love every second of it.
I love it. Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, I got a million of them.
You got a million of them. I love it.
Them things.
Well, you better damn start writing them shits down. And, I'm telling you, you need to write them down and don't tell everybody until you get them locked and loaded with your name on it.
That's what I need to start.
Yeah.
I need to start doing that.
Yeah, because if you give it all away, then how are you going to make your money?
Mm-hmm.
And it's, just saying. Like you did your homework, do your homework.
Yeah, the same way I did it for this, I need to do it for that.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Because you've got something special here. I think
Thank you.
What you're doing is amazing. And the fact that you're doing it your own way, I think is amazing.
Thank you.
So I want to give him his 3 snaps and a circle for Julius. Real quick though.
Thank you. It really means a lot, especially coming from a sister.
Oh, you know what? So I've got 4 brothers.
Oh, like my sister.
Yeah. So I've got 4 brothers and one passed away and 3 sisters. So there's 8 of us. And all of us are very unique and everyone has something interesting about them. Every one of them. It's crazy. We all talk too much. We do.
I know how that can be.
So my daughter, my sister was saying the other day, she was like, nobody wants to tell you anything because you talk too much. I'm like, no, it's not that I talk too much. I'm gonna put that shit on stage.
Yeah, and
you give me a story, guess what? It's going on stage, and it's funny, or I'm gonna make it funny. I'm gonna twist it a little bit. Ain't gonna always tell the truth. Yeah.
Oh, see, that was one of the. I'm not gonna lie. Each one of my stories really happened, and there's some of them I cannot make up. But if I can put the extra sauce on it, I'm gonna put the extra sauce on it.
That's the key, because it's like you take it and you twist it up just a little bit, and there's your funny, there's your punchline.
I watched you do 30 minutes. It might have been 32 to be exact at Levity Live, and I'm just looking like in disbelief because it's like, here I am doing 5 minutes here, 10 minutes, 20 minutes on like if I'm in the zone. I did 20 minutes at a festival in Palmdale, and I thought I was the man. But that one, when I saw 32 minutes, that made me want to click on that one even more because the big dogs are doing that.
Oh, my God. This lady last night, she did an hour and 3 minutes. And I was like, one day, my husband looked at me. He's like, one day, really? You got that much material? And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't think about it like that. But it's true. It's the stories you tell and how you tell them that get you to that timeline that you're looking for.
Got it.
That's it. And you've got them. Most of them are up here. It's just like, should I say it? Should I say it? Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just do it.
And that's really what happens. Mm-hmm. I'm very blessed, Julius. Just a little bit about kind of where I started. I'm born and raised in Oxnard. Well, actually, I was born in Port Hueneme, and then we lived in Colonia.
I heard that is Oxnard.
That is Oxnard. And so once we lived there, and then our house burned down, we ended up in Port Hueneme. So that's kind of where I was brought up, and then I've stayed in Oxnard just as an adult, and it was great. Raised my kids there. It's a beautiful town. I loved it. I wish my parents would have taught us about money and buying property when property was affordable here, instead of us, just figuring it out as we got older.
$3,500 for a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, it ain't easy.
Goodness, I'm looking. We've been looking because this place is getting smaller and the kids are getting bigger. Sorry,
no, it is hard. We were in California, but I know a lot of people. It's real tough to. I thank God my husband had a house when I met him, and I was like, damn, I wonder if I could move in here. I'll pay rent.
Serious?
Yeah, but we've been together for we lived together for 6 years and we've been married 22. But yeah, I totally get it.
That dude, he's. I'm surprised he's not here right now. I asked him too.
You know what's funny? He had to go to work, and I forgot. He told me he had to go to work.
Oops.
Yeah, oops. He had to take an Uber because we was in the same car, and I was like, he's like, well, I gotta be somewhere. I was like, oh my God, I forgot all about it. Like I'm just going in my own zone. I forgot.
Oops.
So he caught an Uber, and then I came over here. Yeah. So anyway, how I got into comedy, I'm sure you want to know.
Yes.
So my father.
You don't even have to do nothing.
Yeah. So my father in 2013 was battling cancer, prostate cancer, and he was given like 2 weeks to live. And I was like, dang. And everybody, too many family members, kids, didn't quite understand the journey of hospice and what you have to go through and all that. And that's okay. And one day, me and him was sitting up, and it was my turn. I always would come in with a bunch of newspapers. Okay, I'm going to read the paper, but I'm taking care of you, but I'm reading the paper. Mm-hmm. I was like, become a comedian in 6 weeks, $350. And I looked at him, and he was in his hospital bed in the living room, and I was like, Dad, I should take this class and talk about your kids. He said, you should do it. And I'm like, really? So I took the class. Now, in the middle of the class, I quit because they kept giving me too much homework. I was like, this is way too much pressure. And the guy called me back. He's like, hey, you're funny. You should come back. And I did. And I finished the class. My first 5 minutes, I did 8 minutes.
Nice. Close. That's
there
like
was
me
200
7.
and something people there. The majority of the people were there at Ventura Harbor to see me. And these were people in the industry. I work in healthcare. So a lot of people wanted to support me, and I appreciate it. Because every time they needed something from me, I was always there. But
just like I said, shout out to y'all.
yeah. And I was just so humbled. And it's on YouTube. It's 8 minutes. And it was the first time. And the guy just put on this song. And it was, I just started dancing. I started dancing as I got to the stage and the guy was introducing me. I started dancing. Then I got off the jitters because then I was nervous. Gotcha. I was like, oh my God, I don't know. Can I do this? Can I do this?
Gotcha.
And I just started dancing. Then I cut it and I was like, okay. Then I just did my set and it was the funniest thing ever. And my dad, before he died, was able to see that.
That's
clip.
good. Yeah, that's
and so,
dope.
Yeah,
that's
so
dope.
every show really is dedicated to him. You know, he gave me that strength when I was scared, not sure what I was doing. He was like, every time somebody would call me, I would always tell him, huh, that's funny. Tell Denise, tell that joke.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
He was supposed to live for 2 weeks. He lived an extra, that was like in November, December. He didn't die until May the following year. So we were very, very grateful for the time we got to spend with him. And so a lot of those stories that I haven't even really began to share his life on stage. But as I watch other comics tell stories about their family, and I watched this girl craft her comedy so well last night, I was like, oh my God, wait till I start telling my stories because they're real.
Yeah, those are the best
those
stories.
Are the ones because they're relatable. People can relate to it. That's how I got into comedy.
You said since 2013?
2013, that'll be 10
That's
years,
10 years.
So the girl that I met last night, she was Zainab Johnson. She's been in comedy for 10 years and she's on fire. When I say on fire, she's got these shows. She's on daytime. She's doing it. I strive to be that way. I strive. But she bet on herself. I work a full-time job. You know, I got to pay bills. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
so you got to do that. So I think, I'll just keep following my passion and keep doing it. And that's what I'm going to do.
Well, you definitely, that night, the first night I met Denise Carter, Thirsty Ox, I'm talking about, if you want to know Oxnard, it's everything in a nutshell. We had bad and bougie girls fighting Section 8 girls, and then we had the guys buying a drink, and then we had the dudes having the guys buy them the drink.
Oh my gosh, then we had the Raiders haters.
Oh yeah, was
the Raider haters that came in that day?
There was a few of them.
They was mad, and I was like, damn it, they were mad because the Raiders lost. What was it? How was it going to get their attention? I just went right in, right? Like, my husband bets on Raiders and all that, and I'm like, okay, this is how I'm going to start this to shut them up.
Yep.
Because it was
when them girls started fighting,
they had on them jerseys and them long ass shorts.
I was like, here we go.
I was like, this could be really bad.
Here we go. But I took full advantage of that situation. So like, when I first laid eyes on y'all, I didn't know that, like, I was like, I think she's just here to watch. But the more I started watching, I was like, I don't know, she might. Cause she's kind of standing off how the celebrities do in the back, like they don't want to be seen. But then when I saw you get up there, and you had the energy, and you took the stage over, and I'll never forget it. If y'all have watched Denise Carter's comedy, you already know. I was out of here. I was done. I was like, yes. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. I watched Artie. Shout out to Artie. I watched Artie.
Love Artie. Love you, Artie.
He left the venue, and he just completely trusted you with the time that he was gone.
Oh my God!
And you had everybody rolling the whole time. Even the girls that was in the front talking about.
They wanted to buy me a drink.
Yeah, I'm mixed and my daddy black. I'm like, okay, girl, you don't need to compete. I don't care. Shoot, you had the attention.
Yeah,
she had on Adidas pants with some Nike sweatsuit with a I don't know where she got she had Victoria's Secret glasses. I didn't even know they made them. Like, that was a hell of a night, but you are a true inspiration because I got to see it done in real life. I got to see how comedy is done in real life, how you placed your jokes, the structure of the story. Even when you paused and let jokes breathe. I was like, yeah, I'm deaf. That's why as soon as you got off stage, funny? I gave you a hug.
You know what's funny when you talk about pause and letting the joke breathe? That is so important.
Yeah.
Like I've always like rushed through them. And
that was me.
You know, I was talking
Nervous.
to this guy, and so I've taken a lot of different classes from different people. And one guy said, you know, just breathe. Just wait. Why are you in a hurry? Right? I'm like, I don't know. I'm thinking I need to do it. I don't know that I need to do it, but I'm thinking I need to because I'm used to, you know, doing everything fast. So I had to like slow my roll. And sometimes when I'm writing a joke, I'll put at the top, slow down.
Hey,
Slow
sometimes
down.
you need those prompts. Like you need those prompts sometimes.
I mean, because elsewise I'll just keep going through and I need to stop and pause, breathe a minute, drink some water, take a minute. And that's what I'm learning. That's what I've learned. It's taken me 10 years to feel so comfortable. I hit the stage last night. I felt so comfortable. They introduced me as, you know, coming to the stage, your host for this evening, Denise Richards. And I was like,
oh, I'm using that. I am.
And so I got on stage and I was like, damn, I hope Denise Richards is skinny. Because hell, I want to be Denise Richards tonight. And I played on that the whole time.
Big time.
And then afterwards, they were like, then at the end of the whole show, I said, and oh, by the way, please follow me on Instagram. But I'm not Denise Richard. And I spelled my name Carter, Carter. And so there was this one gal, it was her birthday. Her name was Tina. And I kept talking to her. Like, you know what I'm saying, Tina? Just going back and forth,
yeah,
right?
big time, of course.
And so I go on and go on. At the end of the night, there are people taking pictures and everything. I'm like, okay, what's your name? She's like, Tina. I said, Tina, why does that sound familiar? She goes, it's my birthday. I said, oh, shit, it was you. Of course, you couldn't see everybody because of the lights.
Right.
It was so damn funny that they introduced, everybody remembers Denise Richards because I talk so much shit about
like
Denise Richards. I wonder, you know, because Denise Carter is big as fuck. Like, let's talk about Denise Richards. That bitch probably skinny. I want to be her tonight. Anyway, it was... And then the guy came out. He's like, I'm so sorry. I said, you know, that was the best thing you could have ever done.
Yeah,
he gave me something else to talk about.
That's what I complimented Russell Samler on. Because he knows how to, like, he turns into the victim on stage and he kills it. Like, yours wasn't victim, but the way you're able to spin it and just take over the show with it. Like, you can have a completely different set, but
that's exactly
what you dropped the bomb on your ass, and I'm
my thought process last night was it's like, okay, let me write this setup. What do I want to talk about? And then my husband's like, oh, you changed it. I was like, yeah, after I became Denise Richards, I was somebody else. I had to come up with a whole new routine.
Halloween bitches.
But I had the greatest time last night. There was probably 200 people on a Sunday night. It was awesome.
I can't wait for that kind of crowd.
Well, Julius, I'm going to tell you right now, I will put you on my show. I don't have one yet for me at Levity. I don't have one at Levity for me.
I ain't gonna lie, my heart said.
No. But I will put you on the show. So it's not a problem. So usually they used to give me once a quarter, I would get a show. And so because of the spinoff of COVID and trying to get all these guys back in there, I've been lucky enough to have a relationship with some comics. They're like, hey, you want to do this with me? I'm like, yeah. Phil Medina, I can't say enough about him. I feel like I've been given an opportunity to work with him. He's given me so many opportunities, introduced me to some amazing guys. I've gone to Brea, Ontario, all these different places. And all he asks is don't go over your time. I saw somebody go over their time, and I was like, I'll never do that.
Yeah, that's a lesson I learned too.
Not
personally, but through somebody else.
If you go over your time, you disrespect the mic.
Yeah.
And so you have to give the respect to the person who's producing the show.
Right.
And it's a real thing. And so when I started doing the show, when I did this 8 minutes, it was supposed to be 5, but I turned it into 8 because I had to do my minute of dancing.
Yep.
Then of course, I couldn't breathe, right? So I'm like trying to catch my breath. Okay, hold on. And one guy asked me, "Hey, you want to do a show here on?" I said, "Sure." Like I don't really know what I'm doing, but I just started asking different people, and I would do a show.
Yeah.
And I would always. Then I started producing the show once. I think it was like once a month, something like that, in Ventura Harbor, and I was doing good. Then I would get on the show. Skip Clark put me on his show, and he would always tell me, "Denise, finish the joke," because I'd be like rambling, going here and there. "Denise, finish the joke." So then he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna have you host." I was like, "I don't even know what the hell what I'm supposed to do." He's like, I was a good host because I could just change direction, talk to the people, do whatever. So that's when I got into hosting. And then one day, like, you want to do a show here? And I started producing shows. And all I would do is just ask people, hey, you want to come to the show? Put you on my guest list. Just filling up the guest list.
Okay, because
So
I'm hosting
I got
Copa.
the 3 Ps: producer, promoter, and oh my gosh, what's the other P? Performer.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
I was like, where's the P?
There we go.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
So that's I can't even I don't make this up. It just happens. That's the universe. So you talked about hosting. I'm hosting Copa this Wednesday.
Are you?
Yeah, I've never hosted. I don't know what to expect. Any advice? Because I'm in the dark with the hosting.
I think you're hosting. You got your comics. Know something about them, and don't feel like you have to bring a piece of paper on stage to talk about them. That's what a comic told me, and I will never forget it. He's like, you want to make the comic think that you at least know a little bit about them. So if you got 2 comics, you know right before you go on to do your couple of minutes in the beginning, and then you're going to bring up the first comic, then you have a little bit about them you want to say. And you say everything. So this is what I learned. Okay. You say everything about their credits and all this, then you get the people clapping, get them excited, get them hyped up, and then get them on the mic and you introduce them, right? And then you do the same thing, you repeat it, but you never do comedy in between the headliner. So you get them on right away. That's what I'll tell you. Okay. So people that do comedy in between each comic, you can do a little bit of something, but you've done your time up front. You do, 15, 20 seconds, maybe 30, say something quick about the person before, keep it moving.
Okay.
That's the advice I can tell you is if stay true to the game, stay true to yourself. You're funny. You've got great stories. I saw you one time and I was like, oh my God, he's funny. Like we kept talking about you, and we remembered you is because your tagline, real quick though. I was doing it. Yeah. That's what it is. Real quick though.
It's certified right there. It's certified
and
right
so
there.
we remembered that. So if you can remember anything, like I had this tagline, I even got a t-shirt. It said, let me tell you, hashtag, let me tell you on the back what I'm thinking. So my husband wears a shirt all the time. People are like, what? He's like, what? He's like, what are you thinking? And he's like, oh, it's the shirt. So I've had the shirt for years, okay? During the pandemic, I bought, 1,000 shirts.
Nice.
Okay? Hypothetically, let's just say I spent $1,000. But I have all these shirts. And I kept forgetting to say, let me tell you what I'm thinking until the last show, not yesterday, but the time before that. And we sold a couple of $100 worth of shirts, which we hadn't been selling them because I kept forgetting to say, and I kept forgetting to bring it on stage to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I was in my head trying to figure out, don't forget to do this, don't forget it, just in my head. And so I'm learning now that why am I in a hurry? Because I have a shirt, I have merch, and I'm using it to the best of my ability to make that extra money. And so you got merch, you got a shirt, you got to bring your shirt.
See,
if you host it.
You're confirming everything. Because when I did the show, the show in Palmdale, I just made 2 quick shirts for me and her. And they both said, hey, real quick though. And when I posted it, it was nothing but love. I need that. I'm like, I need to wake up. That's what I need to do.
So I have a gal. I go to Robin, and Robin, I'm like, Robin, can you make this? Can you do this? And she just makes it. And she works for a company. I like dealing with local people so they all can eat. Like, we all got to eat.
Of course.
And that's what we do. So I'm just, doing my thing to make sure we do what I think we need to do. But I say all that to say, follow your brand. If that's your brand, do it. Because it's real catchy.
Thank you.
And you don't want somebody who can do it. Who can mass product your stuff and put it out there without you having your signature. Just saying. That little R with the circle?
Yep.
Trademark that? You can do the ghetto man's trademark. You know that. You know what that is? My sister read it in the magazine. Then I saw it on a plane. Basically, you mail your idea to yourself and you postmark it. And you mail it to yourself and then never open the envelope until you have to go to court.
Oh.
That's a poor man's copyright. Because it's
say that again. Say it again.
Poor man's copyright.
Mm-hmm.
You mail your idea, whatever that idea is, to yourself, and you mail it to yourself and never open the envelope till you have to go to court to prove it was your idea. Poor man's copyright. You can look it up.
It's called a loophole.
Yeah, exactly. And it's true. I got a couple of things that I mailed to myself sitting in the safe right now. I'm like, I don't know which one it is, but with your honor, I got it.
That is, see? Dang, man.
You know, most people, so I work in sales. So my real job is I do home health and hospice, which nobody really wants to talk about. But
yep, I got
done
a
that?
gang of people that are doing that.
do you? Oh, girl, we have to talk. So I started out in this industry. I used to do Medicare billing. I worked for Blue Cross, and then I worked for a company called Meditech. Worked there for 4 years, and I did supplemental staffing, which so anybody wanted staff, I would send staff to their offices or hospitals, and I did that. And then I got into home health. I was so animated with my conversations. People would come in there like, we've never had anybody come in the office. What are you saying to the people on the phone? I said, I leave great messages. I used to be like, hey, this is Denise, and I was just calling to see, hey, you want to make some extra money? I got a job for you. Call me quick.
Call me back.
And people would come in, and I would do all kinds of stuff to get the job done, and they couldn't figure it out. I'm like, I'm just talking. But the first thing I did on that job was I asked the person I was replacing, tell me about all your patients. We went through the book. She told me about all her patients. I said, now tell me about all your staff. I went through the book. And she's like, so-and-so's got 2 kids. They but they take care of their mom. They do this, they do that. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I'd always be like, girl, you know your kids need some shoes.
Yeah, it's
your
real.
mama, you know you want to take your mama to
Like,
Disneyland. You better take these extra shifts. So that's what I would do to get people to go to work. And so that's how I became real friendly with people, and I like to talk.
That's another thing we have in common. Like, I like to talk, and I like people to feel good too.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it makes.
Oh,
it
you
makes
struggling just like I'm
we
struggling.
all struggling. Are you check to check? What you saying?
Like, he just said his just a little louder than I did, but
I'm telling you, Julius, you own to something. I like what you're doing here.
Thank you. This, like I said, this is.
How many podcasts have you done?
Oh, I have hours of content.
How many people have you interviewed? I guess that's the question.
I want to say I might be 10 to 15.
Get out of here.
That's it. Yeah, 10 to 15. All everything else has just been me in front of a camera, just voicing my opinion and giving my perspective on things.
Hey, that's I'm following this guy who critiques food in Las Vegas. And he is in front of a camera, and it's exactly what he's doing. And he talks about the food, he ordered it, and what he liked about it. And he's literally helping these restaurants that were failing get off the ground.
All it is just saying what people are too scared to say sometimes.
That's what comedy is, right?
Hey, the shit's nasty. It's nasty. I did that bit at Casa Agria. Like, if the shit is nasty, it's nasty. I'm sorry. You need to go do better. You need to do like I did and do your homework. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
That was my question for you. What kind of homework do they give you in comedy class?
Oh my God. So I'd look in
go home and make 14 people laugh.
No. It wasn't even like that. We would have a newspaper, and they would give me, you take the first sentence of a major story, and you'd read that sentence, and then you try to make something funny in it, in the article. And it was overwhelming. It was too much for me to do because I had a full-time job.
Right.
And I've got kids, and I was just doing stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do all this. But I realized that all we're doing is telling stories.
Yep.
But it was the double entendre, the reverse, this means that. And I'm like, oh my God, that's way too much. I took a GED class. I got GED. I got pregnant in 15. I had a baby at 15, and I took the GED. So all that stuff they was teaching me, I was like, I don't know if I really know this.
Right.
But all in all, I think I really have enjoyed the journey. My husband writes a lot of stuff, but he's older than I am. He got me by a couple of years, about 12. And so sometimes, like, I want to listen to comedy, and he's listening to old school music. I'm like, I ain't gonna learn nothing from this old school. I'd heard this before.
Right.
But he always tell me, which is funny, some comedy, comedians tell the same set over and over and
Oh
over.
yeah.
To where
yeah.
it's so good they can
Yeah.
say they never have to practice the same set. Nothing wrong with that. But I was feeling like I needed to tell a different story because I was hosting. I was bringing the same friends to these shows, and I didn't want them to be the same, which made it harder for me to try to remember. And then to try to remember to write the joke and finish the joke, because then I get another thought, boom, now the joke has changed. So that's where I am now, is trying to get a solid set so I have an hour to an hour and a half of material, and I can take it and it'll be relevant, and it's not so old where people can't, it's not relatable.
So that's pretty much, I don't think you can go on any of my videos and hear the same set. As far as I know, any video you click, at least for comedy, is going to be a different set.
Well, that's really the key. If you really think about it, that's the key. If you have a set and you can take that same set and you can go and perform it and it's good. Now you have to remember, you want to not lose your crowd.
Right.
Right. So you got to just make sure you don't lose your crowd.
So, believe it or not, there are some comics locally. They kind of look down on that. At least towards me, it's like
that you can do a different set all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I say get in the game. It's a race, right? You know, it's not how you know it. You think about it. You think about it this way. If they have a set and they're comfortable with their set and you decide to exercise that muscle, right? Because it's an exercise, which is to add more to your set. You're just doing something a little bit different. And that's really what it is. Because at the end of the day, we're all doing the same thing. We want that stage time. We want to hear that roar, that laughter that gives you that high. It's the same thing. Right? It just makes you feel good when you know somebody's laughing at your material. You're like, oh shit, that hit. Oh man, I like that.
I'm gonna just borrow that for myself.
Yeah. And you know what? You can't, all I know is someone told me people remember how you made them feel. Not necessarily what you said. It's how you made them feel. So if you give them that laughter, right, that makes them feel good. I'm like, oh my God, you know what, Julius? I'm coming back to see you because that was so funny. They might not remember the joke. They might not be able to regurgitate it just like you did it, but you made them feel good.
That's happened before.
You took them out of their life. So when you started telling the story, and I don't remember how it went, but I remember you was at a barbecue. You was somewhere. You was doing something. And I was like, that was funny. Because you took everybody down a road, and it was relatable.
I think I see. Sometimes I don't even be remembering because I've been to so many barbecues. But yep,
every last one.
There might be 2 of them. I do, because every time I'm up there on stage, it's like I know I'm doing. At least in my head, I think I'm doing okay. But for some strange reason, it's like, I might have bombed that one. But when I go and watch it back, it's like, okay, that was not that bad. Because when I'm up there, I can't really hear everybody laughing.
Right.
But when, you know, when the tablet's in the crowd, it's catching all of that laughter.
Oh, so is that where you put your tablet in the crowd?
Mm-hmm.
And
either I put it up on the tripod or Tina has it.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's smart. That's smart.
Hey, you know what? Tina, right? When she hears it's time for me to do a podcast, she's like, all right, you go ahead and do your podcast. I'm going to go watch my hospital shows. She has been out. I don't think she's going to go in the room. She's probably been waiting for this one a little while. You know?
Well, you know what? Well, thank you. I think there was a compliment in there. I don't know.
Yeah, that's big time.
But you know what? I think that I've been extremely blessed with some really good people in my life, and they have helped me grow into the woman that I am. And I have to say that because it's important for you. So for me, I give a little something, you like it, I give a little something, Tina likes it. But basically, I've talked to Tina because I know a lot of people that, people used to call me every day, hey, I need a caregiver. And I would just give people's names and numbers so that either they can work privately or they can work for an agency, whatever you want to do. I'm all about that life because I was a hustler all my life. I braided hair for 20 years. I was a hair braider. That's why my feet are jacked up.
Just standing up.
Stand on my feet. But what I learned was you have to have a rubber mat. And if you have a rubber mat, it makes your varicose vein. You don't get varicose veins if you do that.
Varicose veins.
Varicose veins. And what's funny is with the varicose veins, that just make your feet swell. It's not pretty.
Yeah, I remember I had to sit down on some concrete floors getting my hair done.
Yeah.
Just sitting like this for 15 minutes, just stuck, getting popped with the comb for moving. Don't get me started on that. That's a whole 15 minutes by itself. You ain't got no hair right here. I can't braid it, but I still need my $20. Back then, for a guy, getting your hair braided was $20. Not no more. Now dudes is getting the fade and they just getting the top of their hair braided. That's $80 now.
Really?
It's $80.
God, I missed the boat.
It's $80.
So I braided hair. I taught my kids how to braid hair, and my daughter got a full ride scholarship. She braided hair on, that's how she made money on at school, braiding hair.
So you know what? This what we're gonna do right now. So, Denise, this is your episode, okay? Every episode I have an honorary shout out, and just like that, I didn't have one planned, but we're gonna give a special shout out to my girl Deja, because that's how she don't do nothing but braid hair, and is she local? Flourishing. She's in Orange County.
Okay,
I'm from Orange County.
Shout out to Deja.
Instagram OC Deja Braids. Go hit her up. She does the box braids. She make it look better than when you woke up. I'll tell you that.
I love that. That's funny. When you say she make it look better.
She do. She make it look better. Like I need to hit up Deja. Damn it.
So a lot of braids back in the day was all word of mouth. Most of my clients were white. I did all the white girls' hair in Ventura.
Was they tender-headed?
No, they paid better. They paid like you get some individuals, $150 plus like $20, $40 tip.
Yep.
Man, I ain't want to see no black people. The white girls was paying.
I bet.
And then I'd pay my brothers and my sisters to braid down. I'd start the braid, add the hair in. They braid out. Everybody was making money. My sister would fly down here from Louisiana. She's like, I need to make some money. I'm like, what you want? She was like, I'll be there on Thursday. I said, I'll have you braiding all day. And I just book her braids till she got ready to leave on Monday or Tuesday.
Dope.
That's
dope.
That's what I do. That's how we hustle.
Because I was in somewhat of a hustle, and just like you said, them white people, they pay.
They do. Yeah. I mean, it's probably because they had the money. Black people, we just sitting there, we rubbing two nickels together trying to figure it out.
I ain't got it. I got you next week. But I need that. I need what you got right now.
You remember that? I don't know if you're too young to remember this. I gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I might have heard it. Cause oops. Yeah, like for every 10 that we're gonna pay, they're gonna pay an extra 10. So it's doubled literally. Right. So when I used to be a flower man, I was a florist. A $15 bouquet over here with my brothers turned into a $45 bouquet over there with that white boy.
No, believe me, I know. I have a guy here that we used to get flowers from. The flowers are real inexpensive until Valentine's Day. Then it seemed like you can't get no roses for the right price. You're like, what? So I get it.
We know the little spots. There's no roof. There's no building. If we go down and we make that right on a vineyard.
My man with the strawberries over there too.
Yep. They got a DMV line over there.
Man, that's kind of smart.
It's super smart. Like I seen lines. Like why is there traffic? They're buying flowers, and then it just keeps going and going and going and going.
If they're expensive. I love flowers. I had some flowers on the table today. My husband had bought them for me for Valentine's Day. He sent them to the office, and so I brought them home. He's like, "Where are you going with the flowers today?" I said, "Oh, I need to decorate my table with some flowers." And he was like, "Oh, that's a good idea." I'm like, "These flowers is gonna keep going. We're gonna keep them going." So I was all excited about it.
I got Tina one of those golden roses up there. It's a rose dipped in gold. I got a little certification. She's getting that every year. The rose was $75.
You know what? That's beautiful.
It looks real. It looks not. You probably can't even reach it.
I can't reach it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so funny.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Like I want to bring it out. I don't want to do extra, but it's nice.
That's
I might
awesome.
need to dust it off. What did you do for Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day. What did I do for Valentine's Day?
Because after being married, all that's a long
So
time.
I think he sent some flowers to the office, but he's retired. So my husband is Wills Carter. He is retired. He worked on the job for 43 years, and that included his military time, I think. He's an HVAC mechanic and which is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning.
Got it. Okay.
And also a locksmith. So, and he can literally look at a manual and just tear things down and build it back up. He's very, very, he's got that brain that works that way. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Like when I brought a computer home, he said he heard the fan was not working right. He took the thing apart and put in another fan. I was like, oh, you know how to do all that? Yeah, that's him.
Shit, I got some things right there.
Yeah, he can do all that. But so he had to work. So I think we ended up going to, where did we eat? I don't even know where we ended up eating. We went somewhere, and I'm telling you this because we ended up going to Shumash Casino afterwards and stayed the night up there.
That's nice. That sounds fun.
Yeah. So, he likes to electrocute his money. So we go up to Shumash and have some fun. It is what it is. It's just he and I now. The kids are moved. They live in different states. I've got one in Texas and two in Alabama. So we've got 3 girls. He's got a girl and I've got 2 girls. So that's 3 girls. And then my daughter in Texas has 1 son, Trey. And then
everybody got a Trey.
Everybody got a Trey.
Everybody got a Trey.
His name is Jimmy Ray III, so we call him Trey.
Ah, got it. I heard that one. That's
so
new.
my other daughter, Tika, has 2 kids, Zoe and TJ. TJ is a beast on the basketball team. He's a beast.
Mad at it.
And so then we have
little TJ.
Elaine, who has a daughter, Deja, and Deja has a son named Chosen. He's about 3. And then we have, I know, what did we just say was funny? Okay, so then Elaine also has a son. Oh my God. They call him Pooh, but his name is, Ashton. Because they call him nickname. You know how you forget
right.
Ashton, and then there's Jay. It's Jordan. But so my husband, he's from Alabama. He was there like, so what's the baby name gonna be? He was asking his granddaughter, Chosen. He was like, oh, okay. So then a couple of weeks later, he's like, so what's the baby name gonna be? She said, Chosen. I know he said it was gonna be Chosen, but he trying to figure out what the baby name gonna be. He was waiting for the name to be chosen, like it was gonna be chosen when the baby was born. No.
Like, boy, if you don't stop, I done told you 9 times. Chosen.
Chosen is the baby name. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
My mom, oh my goodness, you just keep giving me set after set. my nick, I'm the oldest, so my mom nicknamed me Fat.
Then okay, my sister, skinny as hell.
Right? She said at 9. I think she said at what? She said something crazy. I don't even know if I believe it. She said 30 pounds in 9 months.
You gained 30 pounds in 9 months?
No, at 9 months old, I was 30 pounds.
Okay.
I don't know.
That must have been some of that. She must have been breastfeeding.
Yeah.
That was some of that real titty milk.
She had cornbread in there. Goodness, corn fed. But I was fat. My sister was Sissy. Okay, that's cool. Then my younger brother was Shabuki. I don't know where she got Shabuki from. She must have went to one of them expensive restaurants and seen that on the menu or something. Shabu. Let me get Shabuki on the side. And then my baby brother is Boogie. I like that one. Nephew's Boom Boom, and like it's she.
So wait, how many siblings do you have?
So it's there's 4. I got 3. So it's me, Dee, Donovan, and Boogie.
Okay, but you gave me some other names, so I thought there was like.
Oh no,
kids.
Yeah, that was a nickname. That was a nickname. So
okay.
Fat, Sissy, Shabuki, fucking Bookie, mom. Shabuki.
She smoking weed.
No, I had probably. There's some things I found out about my mom.
Might have been some chronic.
Had to be. Back in her day, I heard some things about my mom. My mom was not one of them ones to play with. I get it now.
Yeah, but you know what? I think I look back at my mom. My mom had 8 kids. I would have my brother. I think she had 8 kids, 7 or 8 kids running around in her 20s. I'm in my 50s. I'm gonna tell you right now. I got 2 kids, and I get tired of them calling me mom, 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 mom. Even at this age, like what are
That's
you
like my
calling?
daughter.
Yeah, I don't want to be
It
bothered
just
with all
doesn't
that.
stop. And then when the second you're like, you know what, just give me some space. You don't even love me.
Oh
Like,
my
here we
God.
go.
Mom, you don't understand. So I stopped drinking about maybe about 130 days ago. But who's counting?
Okay.
You know, I really
Nice,
needed.
yeah.
It's a personal choice. I took a plane to, where was I going? Alabama to babysit the kids. And I was so uncomfortable on this damn plane ride. I don't know if the seats got smaller or I got bigger, but I just wasn't feeling it. And I was like, you know, I need to lose some weight. And I think about it now. You know, I don't even think about having a drink like I used to. Like, okay, before I went on the stage, I would have 2 or 3 stiff drinks. I'm like, oh yeah, now I'm feeling it.
Yep.
Then now it's like everything's coming out. It's like, oh motherfucker, this and no,
Yeah.
shit, fuck you, this, that. And then I'm like, oh my God, where is my joke? It's not even in there.
Yeah.
So I think now I'm really learning to be on stage and be comfortable with who I am, which is so unnatural for me to now just be myself.
Okay,
Like, you know how you're trying to figure out who you are?
Mhm.
Like, what persona do I want to portray? Who do
Right.
I want to be?
Right.
Okay, I'm me, right? But I keep trying to figure out where's my cadence. Like, I need the rhythm, right?
Right.
So my rhythm would get off when I would drink. And then I'm thinking, when I listen to the set, I watch him like, damn, I said motherfucker 15 times. Why? You know, there was no reason for it. I already knew what I was going to say, but I was feeling like that was my power word to give me more funny. I don't know. People weren't laughing at it, but I was saying it. And I'm thinking, man, I need to just step back a minute. And then I listened to a tape the other day. I said the shit again. And I ain't have a drink. I'm like, well, maybe I just like saying motherfucker. I don't know.
I know I do sometimes.
I mean,
Samuel
I think it was
Jackson
Samuel
style.
Jackson. That's what I was gonna say.
Samuel Jackson.
He said with such.
Yeah, you feel it in you. You just feel it. It's just like, oh, you motherfuckers. So speaking of Samuel Jackson, who are your comedy influences?
Oh, my comedy influence. Oh, my God. Whoopi Goldberg would have to be one.
Oh, the classic one where she did the like in the vocal cord. Yeah, that was classic.
Whoopi Goldberg and Wanda Sykes. I like Tiffany Haddish.
I love
think
Tiffany.
Tiffany Haddish got, you know, she blew up. I met her at the Laugh Factory. I'm like, when I saw her, so I went to the Laugh Factory and they was like, oh, we feeding people on Thanksgiving. I was like, oh, I want to go to the Laugh Factory. And then my white friends was like, that's for the homeless. That's for the homeless. I was like, for real? They didn't say
They
that.
don't need to
just
know
said
that.
They said, come on down.
Yep, they
And when
don't
I
know
walked
that.
through the line, Tiffany Haddish was feeding. I was like, oh my God, girls trip. And I was
Yep.
just like, I was just so excited to see her.
Yeah, she's
And
dope.
then the guy standing next to her was Pookie Wiggins. Do you know who he is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, Pookie Wiggins is Kevin Hart's executive producer. Pookie Wiggins played at Ventura College with Cedric Ceballos.
Oh dang!
Pookie Wiggins,
over there.
my sister played volleyball and basketball at Ventura College. I braided the coach's wife's hair. They got married. I was at the wedding. Guess who I was hanging out with? Cedric Ceballos and Pookie Wiggins.
That's
so
crazy.
fast forward 10 plus 20 years, I go to the thing and I'm like, Pookie? And they're like, he go, yeah. I said, I ain't seen you since Ventura College. And we start laughing. Well, I have no idea that this is the man, Chocolate Sundays.
What?
Yeah. Exactly. I have no idea. So my I was telling you about my nephew, who's my sister's son, and he's going to be drafted. We know he's going in. We know he's gonna make it, right? Just stay healthy. He comes here because he graduated from college. I take him to see my sister's coach. I want you to talk to him about her work ethic she played volleyball and basketball. She had raw talent. So he's telling the coach, Ned Mercedic, is telling my sister's son, 6'7", 315 pounds, all about the career of his mother. And he's 22 years old. He's living the dream.
Yeah.
Right? Getting the history on his mama. His mama is not in town, right? He's here visiting me for a week after he graduated college.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, for your vacation, for your graduation, I'm going to bring you down, you and your girl. Come on.
Of course.
We're going to show you a good time. Well, she's going to school to be a lawyer, too. So, you know, we got lawyers.
Dang, okay.
You know how you got to keep this shit together.
Yep.
So we come down here, and I was like, let me take you to see the volleyball coach. This is how your mother got a full ride scholarship. Okay. She meets him. She's like, whoa. We're in a coffee shop. She's literally, tears are wound up, water in her eyes. She's just saying that she can't believe this is the kid of the kid that she coached, and she got a full ride scholarship to LSU.
That's the universe.
She was there when Shaq was there. She met Shaq before Shaq was Lakers or wherever. Anyway, I said all this story to tell you that. So my nephew got to spend time with my sister's coaches. We did this, and it was, I'm sitting there talking to the coach, and he tells me, oh, well, I'm trying to get Pookie to come on down and do a fundraiser. I was like, Pookie Wiggins? Wait.
I could do that.
Here go my phone number when y'all do it. I want
Yep.
to talk to him about getting on Chocolate Sundays. I got to figure
Seriously,
out.
yeah.
Like, I am not kidding. This just happened at the end of the year last year. So I sent a couple of text messages to the coach. Haven't heard anything back, but I ain't going to forget. Now that we done brought it up, bring it back around. But they were going to do something in Ventura. And a lot of people don't know who he is. I know who he is. You know who he is. Okay, I'm telling you who he is. He's Kevin Hart's executive producer on Kevin Hart's, all his stuff.
Yeah,
you look at the
Laugh Out
credits.
Loud and
You look at the credits.
Uh-huh.
Pookie Wiggins.
Cold as balls. I've been watching Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, he better
Pookie
watch
Wiggins.
out.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. But I say all that to say, you just never know, like the people that you've met in your past. You're like, wow, they're doing that, and to see where he's at. I'm just saying.
The biggest names I've ever, I didn't get to perform in front of them, but I did get to meet them and hang out with them and just soak up game was Sling Johnson and Takara Williams.
Takari Williams and Sling Johnson. I'm trying to figure out if I know exactly who they are.
Sling Johnson is Black Jesus.
Okay.
And then Takara, she's just a pretty well-known name in comedy.
I think I know who you're talking about. Honestly, I want to pick up my phone and look, but I don't want to do that right now. But but I think I know exactly who you're talking about. But I'm old, so I have to sometimes I can't remember everything.
I heard she has a joke that always stuck with me. She said her son keep crying. Why the baby? He had a newborn. He has a newborn. The baby be crying. He's just crying too. I don't know why this baby crying. She said she was drinking, had a good time, grabbed that baby, started dancing with the baby, and she said the next time it happened, her son was in the room talking about, go to sleep, little baby, go to sleep. But he had put on water balloons as boobs because the boobs would put the baby to sleep.
Oh my goodness.
But when he was putting the baby to sleep, she said he didn't have the baby. He was just dancing. He said, I thought it would be cool to have some titties, mama. I just wanted to be. I thought this. So she always stuck out. If you ever get the chance to
I'm gonna look her up when I get off.
Yeah, Takara Williams. That was JD Stevens. That was her doing. Thank you for that. That was all her. She did a show with her.
You know what? Maybe that I do know who she is.
She has short hair. She's
Stevens.
thick.
She's man. She got a voice on her. She was singing one day, and I was like, "What? You're a singer too?"
Yeah, JD. She's low key a jack of all trades. She has her own podcast. I effed up, but it's okay. That's the name of the podcast.
Oh, you know what? I did see her do poetry last Friday or the Friday before that. Something else she was doing. But yeah, I do follow her. I like JD. We're both in the Santa Barbara comedy festival that they had.
I didn't do it. I'm still following leads. Where did we go in Santa Barbara? She ain't even right there. We went somewhere in Santa Barbara.
It's at the Red Piano.
Okay, maybe that's what it was.
Or did you go with
It's a guy named James. I think his name is Chris.
Yeah, Chris. It says Chris Speaks, but I'm trying to remember his thing. But yeah, he was on my show.
Team Light Skin.
Team Light Skin. Oh my God, that's so funny.
That's Team Light Skin.
They looked at him and said that he looked like Trevor Noah. I want to say Chris. So he's doing a show at the same place, but he's also has a show downtown in the something district in Santa Barbara. What do they call it? No, in Santa Barbara they have it's like the Funk Zone.
Oh
Yeah, the State Street.
Yeah,
They're
that's
doing
all
Funk
her.
Street.
That is all her. I am a born and bred Orange County kid. The only thing I know about Oxnard is the collection and the blue ghettos. That's it. That's
what's
it.
What's the Blue Ghettos?
I guess it's just a neighborhood that everybody at some point has lived in.
I don't. Where is that at?
They're off of Hemlock and Victoria.
Oh
See,
my
and this
God,
is
that
why-
is so funny. So my sister used to live over there. She
Uh-huh.
has Section 8. She
Yep.
has Section 8. You know what I'm saying? And
Where
that's
they're all
so funny.
the same and they're triplexes.
Yes, they are. And my sister lived right over there off of in between Hill Street and Victoria. There used to be a grocery store. I think it was Vaughn's. And then they tore all that down. That is funny. It used to be the ghetto.
Yeah,
It was a lot of drama going on over there.
yeah, it's a neighborhood that's like right behind like the Ralph's shopping center.
Yes.
It's like the Channel Island
Yes.
shopping area.
Yes.
Neighborhood right behind.
See,
People
this why
wouldn't
you need
even
a
know.
mic.
Let me just tell you, people would not even know that across the street from Victoria, all those rich people that live on that other side, those houses over there. I went over there, and Jennifer Anderson's family lived in a house over there. I went over there one day. I'm not kidding. This is crazy. I went over there one day, and they were just moving in, and I was talking to the lady. I just come by my house, and I came by her house, and we're talking. She was trying to help her find a caregiver. Okay,
Full circle.
full circle. I went over there, and I was like, where are you moving from? She told me somewhere in L.A., and I lived there, and yada yada. Something about her husband was in the business, and I still didn't think about it. And then as I was I'm looking at pictures. I'm like, okay, is that her daughter? Like, is that the girl from Friends? Like,
Yep.
her husband in freaking the soap opera? Like,
do,
who is that?
Do y'all know where y'all
Yes,
at right now?
yes. And it was across the street from the Blue Ghettos. Just saying.
And so what did the collection used to be? Because I heard the collection
It
was
used to be
fairly
a
new.
river. It used to be a river. I mean, literally, it's a river bottom.
So okay, that explains. They don't call it River Park for nothing then.
Yeah, no, it used to be underwater. And I don't know, if we get an El Nino, I don't know what they're going to do because I think a lot of that's going to be underwater unless they got a better drainage system. But yeah, I was born and raised here in 66. So I've seen Oxnard just change a lot. There was an old video at the city of Oxnard. I think it was the city of Oxnard that I got. And I gave it to my dad. It's the way Oxnard used to look before they started building and selling off all the farmlands. But this was a beautiful place. It's still a beautiful place to live in this part of town because you think about, we got great weather all the way around. It's not like Orange County way too damn hot.
Yeah, it can get
It's
hot.
hot. It's hot.
LA and Orange County.
Yeah,
hot.
it's hot, and we got that breeze. Yeah,
I'm, all,
He's like, it's cold.
yeah.
I'm always
we
cold.
got
out
that
here.
breeze here. But we've been pretty fortunate, right now. Right now, I think where you are right here in Ventura, you're close to going here, there. You can go either way. You know what I mean? Like you can go to Oxnard, Ventura, Santa Barbara, or even like Valencia, Fillmore. My dad got married in Fillmore. Yeah.
I'm looking at a couple places over there.
Fillmore is nice. I mean, it was nice, but I think for us black people, I wasn't really sure because they weren't ever used to having a lot of black people there. But shoot, my dad married a Mexican woman, and they had a badass house, and we used to go there and party. They had the best damn parties. They had a pool, a waterfall. I mean, and all the liquor and all the food you can drink. We used to just party and wonder how the hell we getting home. We live in Oxnard. Where the hell are we staying?
Yeah, that's not that close.
No, it was horrible.
Like in the county, just being in the same county, that's far.
Yes, it was something, but we had a great time. Always.
How many different states have you performed comedy in?
That's a very good question. So let's see here. California. Thinking that was Sacramento. That was That's interesting.
Because if I had cities, that's
No, well, the cities are different, but states, Maryland. Okay, so I did comedy for my son-in-law's retirement. Maryland. I don't think that I've been. I have to think about it. That's like you stomped me. I don't know. So in 10 years, I don't know that I've gone very far out of California.
Right.
I'm one of those. That's why I was telling you earlier when we were talking about comedy places. You're like, Chateau. I'm like, yeah, I've been there. They wanted to book me. They booked me. And then when I didn't have very many people on my list that bought tickets, they're like, we're going to move you to the next date. And I'm like, okay, so wait, is this what you do?
Yeah.
Because when I first did 7
LA.
minutes, you're like, oh, I can book you on Saturday, Friday. But I'm like, really? Oh my God, this is great. As soon as I didn't have it, as long as there's tickets sold.
Yeah.
But then my friend told me, he said, I stand outside and I get people to put my name. So then I got some people. And I'm like, oh, that's how you do it. Well, I'm not a fan of driving an hour and a half. I don't want to drive an hour and a half and do 7 minutes. And then I feel like the people that I did bring, they were, I don't want to say bullied, but let's just say bullied. Get 2 drinks right now. You want your drinks right now. You want your food right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's cool. I know they got to make money.
Check the place out.
Yeah, exactly. And so I got no problem with any of that. You got to do your thing. It's your business.
Yeah, you hustle.
For many years, I had a show at Ventura Harbor Comedy Club before they closed and merged and became Copa. I have not performed there since they've changed it. Not yet. I just haven't done it yet. And,
right. Booked and busy.
Well, not just booked and busy, but I wanted to see what they were going to do because I thought he was going to make some changes to the because the way it's set up, people were outside looking at a comedy show.
That can be the case.
And I'm like, okay, how are we doing that? How are we controlling the atmosphere? Not control, but I demand my goddamn stage, right? I command that.
It.
I want to have a conversation. I'm talking to people. Yo, what's up over there? Like, I want to talk to you. I don't want you to be left out. I felt like he told me he was going to do a build out and it still hasn't happened. So, I mean, I love Andy. He gave me an opportunity. Him and Randy gave me lots of opportunity. Randy has now two places in Simi Valley and somewhere up there going towards Magic Mountain. I can't think. Santa Clarita? Maybe Santa Clarita. And so he has a club there. I have not yet performed. He sent me a message. You know what the message said, Julius?
Uh-oh.
It said something like, do you think you can sell tickets in Simi Valley and get people to come out to a show? And I thought, yeah. Hello?
Yeah,
good
how
morning,
are you?
Bitch.
Yep.
What the fuck you doing?
How
you been?
That's
there was nothing.
my.
And then I responded, good morning. Let me pull some people and see. Because if that's all you're thinking about, I did that shit before. I packed their fucking club. And I can say that I packed their fucking club.
Yeah.
And I did it multiple times. And I'm grateful for the opportunity and the experience. I was learning and trying to understand what I was going to do in this game called comedy, getting to know people, understanding what they were doing, how they did it. And I wanted to open a comedy club. I watched how they did it, and I said, I want to be different. I don't think I have all the answers, but I want the guests to feel like they are going to come back. I want them to come back and experience the experience of why they're there, right? It's to leave all their shit at home and come get into somebody else's life, right? That's
right.
what they do it. And I just felt like after a while, I don't think it wasn't like that. That's how I feel. And that's just my opinion of it. I'm grateful for the opportunity, but I helped them make money, and I know they were struggling, and I was glad for the opportunity. Right now, I have I had nowhere to do my comedy, and Levity was giving me once a quarter. which is great. Every 3 months, I knew I'd get my people, and I'd always try to choose people that I know would bring people,
Right.
because they want asses in seats. In order for me to get another date, I got to make sure there's people there, or it's not going to happen.
1,000%.
It's the improv. Like, I was fortunate enough to go with Phil Medina to Brea and Ontario and somewhere else, I forget, but they had packed houses. I know the booker, right? But I haven't been able to get booked at these other places in the improv. I'm just here at Levity, local girl. And they tape every show. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to work on my set, right? So I always said, hey, if you need somebody to open, somebody cancels, nobody shows up, I'm 10 minutes away.
Easy call.
So I put that out there, and I've been fortunate enough where they have called me, and I'm grateful. I've produced shows and got people there and try to make it the best show experience that I can make it so people will come back. And just that's what I'm doing. So I'm very, very happy that we had a sold out show, pretty much sold out 2 weeks ago, me and Phil. And then I was voted the queen of comedy.
Like,
right?
I told you, I thought I was playing. I didn't make it up the first
I was
lady.
voted like, one of the funniest, Ventura County's funniest female comic, in number 2 and number 3 in the Ventura Reporter. And I was very proud. Like, I was like, how the hell did that happen? What happened? And so I was just very happy. But a friend of mine, and I'll never forget her, she said, Kathleen Ontiveros, I got to say that. She said, oh my God, I was going to vote on this thing and your name wasn't in it. So I put your name in it. I'm like, well, let me look this up.
There you go.
And she put me in and people started voting. And so I'll always be grateful. But getting back to
Shout
why.
out to Kathleen.
Shout out to Kathleen. So I have really good relationships with people that want to see you succeed. And that's what it takes when you're trying to build something, whether you open up a business, whether you start, a podcast. It's those people that believe in what you're doing. They support you all the way. And I think what you have, real quick though, what you have going, I think is something amazing. And I think you should continue to do it. You get on stage, you do your set. You've got an opportunity at Copa. How many people you got coming? Get your guest list together. If you get your people. Hey, I'm doing a show. You doing a show this Wednesday? Like tomorrow? When is your show?
Mine is this Wednesday.
What's today?
Today's Tuesday?
Today?
Today's Monday.
Today's Monday. Y'all got to get it straight now. Let me get it together.
This Wednesday, yo, pull up. This Wednesday, Copa Cubana Club.
Tuesday. Okay,
Shoot.
so I'm gonna check my calendar right now. Let's see, Tuesday. Wednesday.
7 o'clock is the open mic, but pull up anyways, because I'm going to be there.
That's Wednesday the 22nd?
Wednesday 22nd, yep. My birthday's on Friday.
Oh my God, who's Francis? Denise Carter's in. I'm supposed to be in somebody's comedy show? I don't know.
See, you're a celebrity. What is that? That's what is that like? Because I'm starting to feel it a little bit.
I don't even know who I got to figure out who that is. I wonder. It says Denise Carter in France Comedy Show. France Comedy. I better figure that out.
Make sure it don't say Richards now.
I know. No, I know. Isn't that so? I know I'm going to see Malika Jules in her one-woman show tomorrow in Silver Lake. But I don't know who this is. Wow, that's funny. I better figure that out. I wonder. That's funny. Well, real quick though, I would have been there because let me put it on my calendar. I'm like, let me figure out who that is.
Hey, the thought counts for me.
Yeah,
the thought counts.
Shout out. I'm gonna tell people to go to the club on. I don't know if they'll listen to me, but I'm gonna let them know that Julius is gonna be there.
Yeah, I always got like a nice 8 people that say they're gonna show up, and if half of them show, I did my job.
Hey, you know what? And that's what it is. I think you're doing the open mic, and you're hosting the open mic.
Mm-hmm.
You're hosting. So,
I'm hosting.
Look at you!
First time.
Now, how did you get that gig?
I honestly, I think it just. I think people were just saying no, thank you, and I think I was more so like I might not be giving myself enough credit, but I think it was just like, oh, I can't do it. Well, I can't do it. I was like, oh, well, let's ask Julius see if he can do it. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So
wow,
we're
well,
gonna
that's
see.
great. Well, I think Kiana had been doing it for a while, and then
She was doing
went
it
off
for
and
a long time.
She went out and got married up in Hawaii. I
Yeah,
saw her.
what?
I was like, what? Wait.
I'm sending this part to you too, girl.
I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm
wait a
happy
minute.
for you, but damn, no warning, nothing. No,
Wait,
no.
did she move to Hawaii?
She don't stay here no more. That's why I'm
okay,
posting
Kiana,
Copa
okay,
now.
Kiana, okay, hold on. Now, I had come to a couple of open mics, and last time I checked, y'all thought you like women. Like, I'm trying to figure out, you said you was bisexual. Was that a joke?
It was.
I'm just saying, I'm keeping it real. She said that.
She was in a relationship for a minute with some guy, and then there was one mic where she was saw down and done. Oh,
I remember she said she was broke
what's up? What's up with you, Kiki? She's like, oh, you know. And it showed on stage, and it was funny, but behind the scenes, I was like, no, hey, really, what's good? Then she's like, I just need time to myself. I'm just gonna go out to Hawaii. Yes, please, you do that. She came back, rejuvenated, skin glowing, smelling good. I'm engaged. What?
Yes, and then I just saw the wedding this weekend I'm like, congratulations.
Excuse me. You know how many comics you got mad now? Cause Kiana, she's the hot girl comedy.
Yes, she was gorgeous.
Hot girl.
I always got me a hug. I'm just saying, I put 44s on that ass. I'm like, come here, girl. Let me give you a hug. But no, I'm really proud of you.
Yes, I'm happy for her. She deserved it.
You showed vulnerability where most people wouldn't, and that takes a lot for someone who's a comic. And you shared your life on stage, and I thought it was beautiful.
Your love,
so I
Kiana.
just wanted you to know that I am proud of you. I am so excited for the journey that you're on, and I know you're going to do great. And you were beautiful at your wedding.
Shout out to Kiana, yo.
Shout out to you, girl.
This girl, she had that tire joke. If I'm gonna do it, I gotta do it.
Do it.
She said, so my friend, she calls me. Oh my God, Kiana, I blew a tire on the side of the freeway. And I'm just like, oh, I didn't know tires had dicks. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Kiana, stop. I'm being serious. Like,
no, that's funny. Oh my God, that was a good one.
Yeah, okay, wordplay over here. Shoot, that was funny. That was my Kiana joke. That's what made. I was like, I'm gonna listen to her a little bit more.
Awesome. Yeah, so are they just switching out the mics?
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, they're giving people chances.
They still have the DJ there?
No,
They used to have Vince used to be DJ there.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Unless that's a Thursday show thing.
Maybe I don't know. He used to be there. But I think it's great. The comics need a spot.
Yeah.
And so that's why I pitched the idea about, because I know Gigi's Artie's been doing Gigi's for a couple years now. And people know that's a spot where you can go and do open mic.
Right.
I think that you need a spot to work things out. What I don't like about open mics is most of the comics, they'll be sitting there and they're listening to your joke and they don't even, when you're funny is funny, fucking laugh.
That's what I be saying.
Fucking laugh. And they don't laugh. And I'm like, why would I go?
Oh, you're scared to laugh.
I could do this in my mirror. Like, and laugh by myself, right? If you're not going to laugh with me. Because then I don't know if it's punchy. Do I need to punch it up? What do I need to do? So that's why I was going to open mic. But I felt like I wasn't. But you need that stage time, right? They tell you need that. So you got to work it out. You got to work out that muscle. That's the only thing I didn't like about open mics. I like to go to an open mic where people are going to laugh.
Big time.
If it's not funny, boo. Say boo. Well, don't say, say something.
My friend went up there. He went up there and did a couple jokes, got no laughs, and he just elephant in the room. All right, well, sounds like we've got a room full of comics, and I was done. I was like, bro, I love you to death, but I'm gonna find my way to put a Julius twist on there because that was genius. Everybody felt them and laughed.
My God,
it's like there's 30 people in here, and all you guys are comics, so you're not gonna laugh. We got a room full of comics. It was hilarious.
That's funny. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about going to open mic. I would go, like, if I had a joke and I want to work it out, and I'm like, God, am I feeling this? Is my timing off? Because a lot of it's rhythm, right? You want to make sure that you got the rhythm. And I feel like sometimes when you are trying so hard to get your rhythm where you want it to be, and you don't have the buy-in from the crowd, it's very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it can be exhausting. Like it gets tough. Like I've mentioned this a couple times. Those moments, those raw, ruthless, tough GG moments, those what made me like I don't care no more. Like hey, whether you hear me or not, you getting these jokes. And
How much time do you normally do when you're out there? Like
5 to 8 minutes.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
5 to 8 minutes. Even if they're not listening. Like
How many minutes can you do?
I've done 20 minutes.
How do you feel about it?
I felt like a god. I was like, this is it right here? Like, oh yeah.
I've
Hey,
gotten to
watch
20?
out. 20 minutes. And this was at the Drunken Stoner Festival in Palmdale.
Wow.
I did like 20 minutes and it was cake.
So there's an open mic. Is today Tuesday?
Monday.
And Tuesday in Westlake. I went there in Westlake, and they have people playing guitar, keyboard, the whole 9 yards. I'm like, okay, all right. So I go there. It's about a month ago, and Michelle Matasaki invited me, and Carolyn Hacken, they invited me, and I went there, and I was like, wow, I was at a brewery. I got up there and I did my set, and talk about people just making you feel good, literally laughing hysterically
I love
at my
it.
jokes. And I went to an open mic,
I love it.
the week before that, nobody laughed.
Said the same thing and ain't
And I'm
nobody
like,
laughed. It was like,
all right,
really?
gotta go somewhere where people want to laugh.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a lot of comics. There might have been 4 or 5 comics there and then other musicians. But I was grateful that I've now found somewhere else to go.
Big time. Because
where
I'm
people will
looking.
laugh.
I'm looking. Like I love, and like I've only been to 3. I've been, Copa, Gigi's, and Patty's, and I'm glad that it's there. But I want more people to see me because now I'm finally starting to understand how funny I am and how funny that I can be, and just how people have been gravitating towards me, and it's just so humbling. I've only been doing comedy for months.
Wow.
I've been,
But you probably was a comedian because you are a teacher, right? So you have to find a way to connect, right? Right?
I might roast my students from time to time.
And there you go, and so you've actually been doing comedy longer than that. How long have you been a teacher?
I've been a teacher for like just dealing with kids in general, from coaching to mentoring to teaching, half of my life. I'm 34.
Okay, well then there you go. So you can't just say, I've only been doing it for a couple months. You've been doing it half your life.
Got
'Cause
it.
all of that has built you to where you feel comfortable to be able to share some of the stories that you share that are funny. That is where you get your material. That mentoring, that coaching, all of that. Reach back in the archives and make something funny. That's relatable. Like I coached. I remember coaching it. We coached my daughter in softball, and I remember we were like, "Get the ball!" We're like out there, and then she looked at us and was like, "They want to win too." I was like, "Damn, that was a teaching."
They want
moment.
to win too.
They want to win too. I was like, "Damn, that was a teaching moment." And I realized then that we were like harder on the kids. Like we were horrible, just horrible. Fuck them kids.
That's how. Yeah, that was me.
It
Yo.
was like, yeah, and I was like, God, you know what? We are like too hard on these kids.
So,
Because I used to hate the coach and the parents and pick up their kids on top.
oh yeah,
I put all of them in my car and take them to my house.
True.
Didn't nobody have a seatbelt on. And like, you leave your kids over here 5 minutes, you ain't here.
Sign this waiver. Nope, don't ask.
where you-
Just sign it right there. Sign it. Yeah.
Where you guys at? I said I took them home. Y'all was late. I wasn't doing it. Yeah.
So, recording yourself and watching yourself. How much have you learned by watching yourself as far as like body language?
So I learned to be a little more animated with my eyes, my looks, and just stop and pause, right? So I'm looking like, oh, I probably could have did something else here to make it funnier.
Right.
Like I'll look
Put the
over
sauce
there,
on it.
or I'll look over there, and I'll look over there. Like everybody deserves a little love. So you
Yeah.
want to make sure you grab the room. And then I learned to slow down. That's the biggest thing. Slow down, pace yourself. Pace yourself. I think that is a bad thing too. If you say a lot, You got to
I
find
learned
another
that
word.
from interviewing.
Yeah,
I
I was
teach kids that
listening
too.
people all the time, and I'm thinking, God, I said 15 times.
It just doesn't sound. It's like you want to look. If you look good, you better sound good too.
Yeah.
If you got if you got the flyest suit I've ever seen, what do you want to do? Well, well, that's a waste of money. All right, lights are on, but nobody's home. The car looked good, but the engine ain't running.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, honestly, that is probably the hardest thing is to listen to a set, and you get in the middle of it, you're like, oh my God, I didn't do that. And they're laughing. I'm like, so I'm critiquing myself. They don't know where I'm going. I forgot this part. I would critique myself and just beat myself up in the middle of watching it. I'd stop it. It's like, why are you doing that? I'm like, I don't know why. I didn't like it. I didn't like it, and I know I need to work on this. You need to practice. You need to practice every day. Yep, I need to practice. And so that's what, honestly, I've learned from listening and watching my tapes, because I record them all on my phone. Not visually, but on my phone, and sometimes I have them recorded. I taped last night. I just got it, and I haven't looked at it because I just got it this morning. So I'll look at it tonight. You know, is the one that I just told you where I was
200 people.
Denise Richards. So I'll take from that set what I think is important, write it on my book, and like, how can I pump this up or make it funnier? And that's what I'll do. So with me not drinking for the last couple months, it's really made me think about what it is that I like about comedy, what I don't like about Denise when she's doing comedy. So I spent 10 years fucked up drinking on stage. I didn't like smoke weed or anything. I smoked weed one time. I was like, shit, I can't remember shit.
Yeah, it's not for me.
I'm like, I smoked some weed. I don't even know why I'm doing
have a drink,
this.
but you can have that.
Yeah, no, I need to focus. And so, but I would, have a drink, and then I'm like tired in the morning, and I just wanted to get better. So for me, it was one of the things I need to do is lose weight so I can be more animated on stage. I want to work the stage. I don't want to be huffing and puffing because I'm running around. And I was dancing. I was like, is that me breathing? Like, I was like, that's me breathing. And then my husband talking about, well, if you're going to dance, at least open your mouth so you can like breathe. He was telling me to breathe. And I was like, okay, you're right. I should breathe. Because I was like, dancing.
You holding the breath. Yeah.
Then I'm like trying to catch the breath. Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Let me catch the breath first.
And I would be like, okay, I'm right there. I'm right there.
Yeah, and that was part of the joke, because that was the joke.
Like, hold on.
I was like, okay, now I caught my breath. I'm with y'all now. Let's go. And so that's really one of the things that I think for me is I want to be better. I want people to know that they're coming to a quality show, right? I want to produce a quality show. I want people, so most clubs charge $15, $20. I charge $10 to go to the Haven.
Right, and we were going to get there.
And so one of the reasons why I do that is because first I was sitting, let me tell you how this happened. I was sitting there having a drink with some friends, went to happy hour. And I was sitting there talking to these girls, and this lady, the owner, came up, oh my God, you're a comedian. I'm like, yeah. And she goes, would you come here and do comedy? And I was like, here? Sure. And that's how it happened. And I was like, wait, how do they know I was a comedian? Well, the bartender, his name is Jack. Jack's mom and I are friends. Jack's grandmother and Jack's mom and I are friends. And so next thing you know, they're like, okay, when do you want to do it? And I'm like, okay, it's August 3rd. Let's do it the fourth Thursday of the month. And in 3 weeks, I booked the show, and it was sold out.
That is dope.
I was just like
real
nervous.
quick. I'm sorry. I really hate to cut you off, but the universe is talking to me again. You gave me some advice that my brother gave me that I literally spoke to during Black in Business. His birthday is August 3rd, and he also said your next set better be about me, because he's behind the wall right now, but he's coming out.
Right.
But just the fact that you both are saying the same thing, giving me somewhat of the same advice, and then for you to just bring out his birthday, like, yeah, I'm sorry, I just had to throw that in there
No,
real
that's
quick.
great.
It's
So
crazy.
I think things happen for a reason, Julius. So
I firmly believe
originally you wanted me to come into your podcast, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm overbooking myself, and I didn't do it. I think it was perfectly timed now, because now I'm in a good headspace for me to be able to to come out on a Monday, do a podcast with you, which I love your setup. So
Thank you.
Kudos to you guys for doing it big time. I'm like, damn, how do I get this kind of shit?
Yeah,
Like,
I got you. It's
I
done already.
literally love that you guys have it set up. And, it was only the grace of God that this lady said something to me. And I've been doing this show religiously every fourth Thursday. It's the 5th month. And so this month is dedicated to Black
have
history.
noticed.
So I've got all African-American women,
I noticed
4
that.
of them coming from LA. We all were in Black Women in Comedy Festival. That's how we all met. And we've been connecting. We have Comedy Church on Sundays, and we all talk about projects we're working on. And we either run a set by each other, talk about, the business scripts, pilots, all that. And if you got a script or a pilot, which I'm working on and I need to finish it, I had them read bits and pieces of it, and I shared my screen with them so they could read it. And they just made me feel so good. Like I had chills because they were like, oh my God, this is like a female Sanford the Son. And I was like, shut up, really? And I was talking about my family, my mother, and I was like, wow, you think it's that good? She was like, girl, you need to finish it. So I just need to finish it. And I got something. And that's something I want to do. I mean, speaking of pilots, I was talking to Phil Medina. He wrote a pilot. I'm like, you wrote a pilot? He was like, I wrote you a piece. I want you to come down there and do it. And I went down there. I was like, okay, we go over here to Lane Bryant, get me some shit, right? The middle cute. And I just did. I learned my lines. I did it. He said I did great. And they took pictures and they got somebody and they're working on it. I don't know what it's called yet. And it might get picked up. But I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
It's pretty dope.
Everybody I've talked to, they started with comedy. If you start writing, keep writing. Because then that writing, you can end up in a writer's room and you're making big money and you're talking about things. And it's just all of it, a perspective. David Arnold, the late, great David Arnold. All my friends took his class. I was like, oh, I'm going to take his class. He passed away before I could do that. But I know they're still available, right? Like you can get them. But he would always talk about, people being funny. And I used to do comedy. I did a couple of shows with Taquita Love. Taquita, she's a nurse. She's great. She opened up for him. He was one of her comedy mentors, teachers. I mean, when I tell you that, like, the opportunity, that was the opportunity. And then I went down to LA and I did a show for her in LA. And just the people you meet. And I met a lot of people because I was doing these festivals in Ventura Harbor. And that's how I met people. I'm like, oh, let me get your number. Like Daphne Springs. You know who she is? She's what do you call it?
I've seen her on a few flyers.
She's done a lot of, just look her up on Instagram, YouTube. She got all this. She would videotape all these different crazy, like it's part of her comedy stick, right? About her man, that's her man, right? And they would have all these things. But I'm telling you, I met her in Ventura and we did a couple of shows and she blew up. One day we were sitting there, she was like, oh, people are so mean. And I didn't know what she was talking about in the green room. She literally was having like 300,000 people respond to her YouTube videos. Like crazy. She's an influencer now. Amazing. I met her in Ventura. So you never know what people are doing. And she opened up for Cedric the Entertainer. I saw it on Instagram. I'm like, wow.
What?
So did you say, so look up Cedric the Entertainer. I did some homework for you. He posted, I want to say it was Saturday or Friday. Maybe it was Saturday. Anybody that has content, material, comedian, a shirt, something. People were sending him all kinds of things. And he wants to take his platform and help those black people in business. So I sent him a picture of me and him at an event that he did and a picture of his manager. His manager said, are you funny? I was like, yeah. Are you going to come see me? He's like, no, if you funny, you tell me about a show. I'm going to send Calvin to see you. And if you funny, then I'll come see you. Well, since then, they started a production company, started The Neighborhood, and I looked him up. And literally, this is the same guy that I met in Calabasas. So I saw that to say, you just never know.
I just found the post.
Which post?
With Cedric.
Yes. I'm glad you said. So that post right there, that post
All right,
right
we'll
now, he
look.
is looking to springboard people into. If you're doing comedy, he's got a platform. You know, him and Kevin Hart, they're looking for the next them. If you really
Right.
think about it,
Yeah.
they want to pull people up.
Record label
If you
type of
if you do the work, you got to put in the work.
big time.
You know, I listen to Kevin Hart's Comedy Gold Mines. It is I think it's on XM Radio or whatever, because I listened to it. And he interviewed Wanda Sykes. And they talked about a guy named Keith Robinson. They both did a stick. And they're like, he said it was a great set, but don't nobody know who the fuck you are. And I thought, wow, you're not saying enough about who you are on stage so people get to know you. You got to say something about who are you? You know, I used to just do my set. Like,
True.
oh, I'm Denise. I'm from Oxnard. You know, I come from a large family, you know, and just do my shtick. But I learned by listening to some of the things that people are saying. Some of these podcasts, I mean, they are so informative. If you think about a comedian, you want to get there, you gotta study the people who've done it before you. Red Fox was amazing, but he had a gambling problem. He chasing women. You know, if you really think about it, that's what happened. You look at Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, the greatest. They say he want to go back on stage. Why? You got all the damn money. You know, and it's because you looked at all these people trying to be like, emulate these people, and everybody wants to do the same thing. I'm happy that I was young enough to watch Bill Cosby, Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence. Oh my God,
That boy.
Def Jam. You know, there's a guy named Bob Sumner. Do you follow him? Do you know who he is?
I know who he is.
So Bob Sumner has I'm give you something. Y'all better watch out. So Bob Sumner has a clubhouse, sometimes every day, but on Thursdays, you can do open mic. And if you're funny, he'll invite you to go out to something and do a show. Do you know who he is? Bob Sumner was the guy who discovered all the people for Def Jam and put them and got them to where they needed to be so they could be on stage on Def Jam.
You looked him up too?
Yeah, Bob Sumner. So one of the girls, just so you know, today that was selling hats. So if you walk to the stage, right, in the Black in Business,
Right.
and you walked out that side,
She had it on the
in the corner right there. She had on a hat. She had on a colorful dress.
the Gucci hat, Louis V.
No.
She had the Kangos and the
No, well, I don't know. She might have had Kangos, but her name was Regina, and I forget her. It said "Girl Boss." Well, she had a sign that said "Girl Boss," and she had because she was outside by the door. But anyway, I met her.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking the lady that was right.
Yeah,
was
no.
across from you.
No.
Okay.
This was out. You had to walk to the stage,
Right.
then you walked out that door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So Regina Shields. I'm at the jazz festival. I'm doing a little MCing, whatever. She had on this badass hat. And I was like, damn, your hat is bad. I said, I want one of them hats. Yo, let me give you information. And I don't know how we ended up talking. And she said, you know who Bob Sumner is? And I'm like, why does that name sound familiar? Why is that name? I got my phone. I'm like, Googling. I'm like, I think so. And she's like, he was the one that, did, he does this. So she started telling me about him. Literally, when he's on, she'll text me, hey, you need to get on Clubhouse. So the first time I was so nervous that I did a set, I ran from my office to my car so I could be comfortable. Well, I'm so crazy, right? I'm putting my earpiece in. I start my car. My car is in my Bluetooth. So now I'm stressed out. My heart's beating fast. It's like, okay, Denise, you got 3 minutes. And they tell you don't go over your time. So I'm trying to stay. I'm like,
Right.
And so I'm doing my set. And he goes, how much time was that? They're like, she had 15 seconds left, something like that. Because he's watching to see if you stay under your time.
Right.
And he said, wow, you got that it factor. I look for people with the it factor. Do you know how that made me feel? Like, I don't know.
Big.
It was the hugest compliment that I could have ever gotten, right? And so then a couple weeks later, I do it again and I get nothing. I'm like, damn. I wasn't ready for the set, right? I did some different material.
Right.
But then I did it again, and he was like, where you going to be performing? I'm like, okay, I'm back. You know what I mean? But I say all that to say, you have that it factor. That's what this is for you.
Me?
You.
I got it.
You got the it factor.
You verifying everything for me. Thank you.
I'm telling you right now, you got the it factor. Just follow your dreams. I'm not saying quit your fucking job. Don't do that. But what I'm saying is follow your dreams. Keep doing it. But if you get time on a Thursday and you ain't busy, I just usually listen in. And then when you get in line, anybody else want to get on stage, you get 3 minutes. And I usually just listen to them in my ear until it's time. So Regina was there, and it's her birthday, I think, was this week or is last week. And I told her, she's like, hey, I'm gonna send you when they on again, I'm gonna send you that. So I'm telling you that when you get a chance, I don't know if you're on Clubhouse, if you listen to it, but I will send you the link when she sends me the link.
I'm gonna check it out.
It's pretty powerful.
I tried Clubhouse, but I kept running into all the little kids in the drama. Like, I don't.
No. This is a grown folk Clubhouse. Is Bob Sumner's something. I gotta look at it, but I'll send it to you.
Clubhouse, that's kind of exclusive now too. I think you can only get invited.
Oh, really?
From what I heard, you can only get
it's
invited.
an app. I downloaded the app, and you go to different places, and I will invite you because I think you do have something. But you remember, so they want to listen to your joke, and these guys they're doing something. He's looking for the next round of people that he can. It's the Laugh Mob. That was him. He's looking for people to put on to change their life. That's what he said. So there you go. That is for you.
Well,
Real quick though.
I am accepting all of that. Like this. See, I knew I needed you here. This is dope.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. I'm really, really happy that I got a chance to sit here and chat with you and Tina.
This is dope. What does that time say right there?
I don't know, but I probably should get ready to
Yeah, I know.
close it up.
We might have to do it. Huh? Oh, look.
Is that 2 hours? That's not 2 hours, is it?
That's fast. That was a fast
Was
2
that
hours.
2 hours?
Who we got?
An hour and 36 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, that's not
All right,
bad.
not too
Okay,
bad.
so
I was like, okay, because I got to go home. I mean, I'm like, I got to go and put my CPAP on and give me some rest.
It's right here.
okay, so then
okay.
we're gonna do this real quick though. Upcoming shows because I know the
Upcoming
White Shows
shows,
one. I'm
okay.
going to that.
So this Thursday, I'll be at the Haven at White Sales. Tickets are $10. We've got an all African American female lineup, funny motherfuckers, and then hosted by my girl Miss Alanette from All Things 805. I'm opening up at Levity Live on March 30th for Jack Asorian. I might not say his name right, but he's funny. March 8th, I'm doing a open mic with kind of a twist. So if you are a comic,
I'm whooping it's over.
if you are a comic, we have open mic. It's going to be from 7 to 10. We are inviting the public to come and watch. If you are good and the public wants you to go to the next level, you'll be invited to open up for our national touring comedian at Levity Live. So bring your A game. So the first goal is to get to the open mic, get signed up. Sign-ups will be like 6:45. We'll have the start. We're going to start the show at 7. We're going to do 3 to 5 minute sets, depending on how many comics we have. Have your shit together. Come on through. I told them we could do it. I told them Ventura County has a lot of comics that I think you need to start looking in your backyard before we invite all the people from all over, these national headliners, bringing their friends, not giving the little people a chance. So the big girl has sang. I'm asking for you to come out, try to open mic. I know there's a lot of open mics going on Wednesdays, but that's the day they gave me, and they want to do it March 3rd. And if it works good, we'll do it every other Wednesday. So you heard it there.
Clipping that.
Yes, it's going to be at Copper Blues. It will be March 8th at 7 o'clock. So I'm hoping people will come out. You can hit me up if you want to be on the guest list because they're asking for a guest list. I got 2 people that sent me a message today, so I was excited. You can hit me up on social media, comedian Denise Carter on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, Snapchat.
All that.
I forget the other one. But anyway, just comedian Denise Carter. I'm the only full figure woman with a great smile. Real
Denise
quick, though.
Carter.
You know what?
I am truly honored.
You know what? I am honored. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for just let me let loose. I enjoyed this conversation.
I'm sorry, my hands are sweaty.
Why are you nervous? You were just okay. First of all, real quick though, he got it going on. He got a podcast. He done launched a damn podcast and talking about I only did like a couple of podcasts. Like I done seen him online and look like he know what the hell he doing. So I'm trying to figure out what he talking about. Real quick though, you funny.
Are loved.
You know what? You keep doing what you're doing, Julius. You got something special. Don't forget it.
Thank you.
And don't let nobody stop you.
Never.
Like, you know how people don't give you your accolades and tell you funny. You funny.
Thank
you funny. My husband still talk. That's what's so funny. He don't really talk much. He's real quiet. But he will talk when he has something to say.
It's like Barron.
Yeah.
It's like Justin Barron.
And that's what he said. He goes, he's funny. He goes, I'll never forget the story. And I was like, you remember the story? He remember I told him to pick up some milk. Can you pick up some milk?
He made me light up when he said, oh, I remember you. And boom, I was like, boom, certification right
Yes.
there.
Well, you know what? If you take those little wins, man, take those wins. You know there are big wins behind them. You know? So you keep sailing. You got something special.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're going to get you out of here.
All right.
There's, from how tonight went, there's definitely going to be a part 2. We got to try to make a part 2 happen, but we
will do it. Not a problem.
We're going to get you out of here, of course.
Thank you, Tina.
I'm going to say it again. You are loved. You are definitely a friend of the show. You are always welcome here. This is just another place for you to call home. You have my full support in everything that you do. If I'm not there physically, I will be there in spirit every step of the way.
I appreciate that.
To my folks at home, you know how I get down. Hey, real quick though, respect over everything, all right? And you can't fall if you don't trip. Peace.
Wow.